Good morning, everyone. We're about to get started. Hang tight, please. All right. Let's get started, y'all. We are going to be using the chat on the right-hand side, right on YouTube this morning. What is up, everyone? How are you all doing this morning? Everyone hear me okay? Yeah, doing well. Ready for the week. So we're going to get right on into it, all right? Pre-market prep Mondays. I do this every day for my people, but I decided we'll come on YouTube and start doing it for my YouTube people on Mondays. So we're just going to kind of get into some pre-market prep and stuff like that together. If you guys have any questions throughout, just let me know. I'll try to get to you if I can. So let's first get into these scans, all right? A little bit slower than last week so far. We've got ABOS here. They held a conference call to discuss positive top-line results from their first in-human phase 1 study of ACU-193 for early Alzheimer's disease. So if we go back to last week, let's do that really quick first, because it's quite important in terms of what's going to happen this week. And last week's flavor of the week was SPACs and reverse splits. Those are the two, okay? EDTX, GGAA, which are still halted, I believe. And then we had PRFX, and another split as well. So let's get into the tickers. This morning, ABOX gapping 80%. It's our top percent gainer. It's higher price than I normally like to play if you were tuning in last week. But we've got a gap here from 6 to 14-ish. All right. 6 to 14-ish. Not much to write home about on the daily chart. When I'm going through daily charts, first thing I'm looking for, clear levels of resistance and support. And the levels that matter the most have to do with volume. Okay. Let me make sure I get this chat up real fast over here so I can see. Volume. Okay. Big volume days. We had one back in October of last year, had a decent run, 7 to 10. They're gapping up big. They're just gapping up really big right now. Float on ABOS, 15 mil, decently low, especially at the price it's trading at now. Let's go ahead and check out fundamentals. This site is the site I use for fundamentals. It's a dilution tracker. I used to have to go through the filings manually, but this has saved me so much time I can't explain. Snipers, what's up, buddies? Low risk, offering abilities high. Outstanding shares, 41. They've got an ATM that they can sell about 7 with. 45 mil ATM, not limited by baby shelf. So, pretty fat ATM there. If you don't know what that is, it's at the market offering. They can dump shares pretty much wherever they want. That being said, I also like to go here. If you look at their cash, all right, it says they got 51.8 months left of cash. So it looks as though they have quite a bit of cash, and though they do have an ATM, they may not need to be using it right now. So, that is dilutiontracker.com. Okay. I find it to be, and they don't pay me in any other way. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. There's no promotion here. This is just what I use. They do have like a little incentive program where you can pay for them, but I don't really care. That's the idea here. So it gives me a real clear, real quick way of going through the filings. Also, this is what I'm using now for tracking my reverse splits. I'll know ahead of time when splits are coming. You can see a lot of them approved. We've had so many reverse splits this year, so a lot of stuff there. No real plans for now on ABOS. Mondays in general, y'all. Mondays in general are a day where I like to see what we're going to get in small cap for the week. I like to kind of let things shake out every day, but specifically on Mondays, I like to come to the market without too much of a preconceived notion of what I want to do. A lot of people get to the markets on Mondays super amped. They just want to trade anything, and first minute of the day they're just buying. That's not really my MO, particularly on Mondays. Okay, on Mondays I like to let things shake a little bit, because I find Mondays are going to set the pace for the week. That's usually the case. If we have runners on Monday, Tuesday, we'll probably have some decent action throughout the week. If we don't, maybe not, unless something changes throughout the week. Does that make sense? What am I focusing mainly on? Fundamentals. Not much. All I'm focusing on are where is the danger. That is all that matters to me. When I'm trading small cap, I'm not trying to find valuations of these companies. I don't give a shit about what they're worth or not worth. Nor am I really qualified to make that decision. I don't care that much. All I'm looking for are, can they dump shares on retail? And if they can dump shares on retail, where can they dump them? Okay. If they can dump shares on retail, where can they dump them? Can they dump them anywhere? Like an ATM? If not, are there warrants? Are there convertible shares? How many shares do they have to dump? Where can they dump them? When can they dump them? That's all that matters to me. All I want to know is that there's not going to be excess supply where I'm trading. And when I'm trading ABOS, technically there could be excess supply anywhere, but I also know that it's not that dangerous. They got a lot of cash. Most of the time, these companies that need a lot of cash are the ones that are going to be really facilitating those offerings, or going to town on the ATM, in other words, if that makes sense. What's up, B? We got B the trader in here, my man. So that's the idea, right? ABOS, no real plans at the moment. I'm going to let it see how it shakes. Ideally, it would shake out a little bit, maybe pull towards 10, 1050 towards this area here. Some sort of reversal, but that's not really my bread and butter, okay? I'm not the biggest fan of higher price stocks in general, nor high price biotech. So let's kind of continue. I don't want to spend too much time on each individual ticker. BBIO is our second top percent gainer. Their float's 93 or so, 93 million, so it's bigger. Neither of these, ABOS or BBIO, are real low floats. You know what I'm saying? BBIO Catalyst. They're announcing consistently positive results from their phase 3 attribute study. All right. So they've got some positive phase 3 results. That's always good. If y'all know biotechs at all, And how they work, they have to get through several phase studies, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, starting with clinical trials, and then the different phases to get any sort of treatment or drug to market. And it's very, very expensive. It's very, very difficult. But these guys are to phase 3 now. So let's check this chart out. Another higher priced biotech gapping a lot. And again, doesn't make me completely comfortable. Got to start at the daily. We had a big gap down for some reason in the beginning of 22, end of 21 from 40 to 18. I'd imagine there were some poor results then for some reason. They must have had some issues back then, but HCTI, I want to kind of check out real quick. What's HCTI doing? They gapped last week, ran big, got destroyed, and now they're gapping big again. Funky chart. Funky chart. When I'm going through charts that spiked recently, I like to go to a higher time frame and kind of cut out some of the noise. You can see day 2 post their move. They're running into that resistance right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see the pre-market shorts kind of going at that. Maybe not, but it's done $15 million volume so far. HCTI, we've got this little bit of resistance here in the mid 5s. Next level, I'd be looking at 6, 7, you know, keep it kind of simple. Struggled with 7 a bit. 6 was somewhat support on day 1, somewhat, when they were trading volume. Their catalyst there. They did their reverse split, and this is another one of the splits that popped off last week. They did a reverse split on 526, and if you have noticed, we've had so many splits lately. There's been quite a bit of opportunity there. So I'll be tracking splits going forward again using dilution tracker. They were the ransomware one. That's right. Okay, that was their PR. Okay, so HCTI put out a PR last week about some ransomware deal that they got going on. And now they're popping. First green day, couple red days. Today's first green day bounce. All right. And if you look at stuff like PRFX from last week, which is actually gapping again this morning to 10. All right. If you look at PRFX, really nice first green day. These stocks that have been trading nice range have been having nice first green days. But HCTI in general is just, I don't like when they've recently popped because they're going to be bag holders from last week. No doubt when you look at this volume that it traded on that day 1. And it's not to say that it can't squeeze more or squeeze a bit today or squeeze a bit this morning, but it is to say that you just have to be careful because at any moment could get smacked as bag holders from last week decide to offload. Hey, my Wolfpack people, if you have any questions, hit I'm just asking the YouTube chat for now and we'll start live in a little bit. Yeah, PRFX back over 10. Still worth a watch this morning. It was you know, it had a nice volatile bounce last week on Friday. Huge first green day on Tuesday. So gap and grab reversals. They've not been great, y'all. They've not been great for a couple months now. For those who know about kind of my bread and butter patterns for the morning, and I explain it to my people every day. I've been kind of keeping them posted as to the patterns that come in and out of play. But this is one that's gap and crap reversal. Saw someone ask about it. Hasn't been that fruitful. We haven't been seeing morning fades that then reverse and go ballistic. We've been seeing either morning fades, get just straight gap and craps, or we've been seeing morning spikes and higher lows or double bottoms. So the patterns have been a little bit funky lately for how I like to play them, but it's fine. If we get morning spikes again, and I'm seeing them this Monday morning, I'll be playing morning spikes this week, which I have a very specific way of that I like to play them. If we're just seeing all day faders again in terms of the morning gappers, then I'll proceed with caution, which is kind of why I'm going to let things shake a little bit this morning. We don't have any like micro floats, it looks like. I mean, PRFX. NVFY is another that's been on the scan this morning. Not a ton of volume. 2.7 million shares, $8 million volume. Float says it's 800 million. I don't see an actual PR this morning. Let's check some more. Fundies, guys. Fundies. HCTI, they'll probably need some cash. 1066 warrants outstanding. Exercisable in 6 months. So their ability to offer is low. They need some cash. BBIO doesn't show much here. NVFY, are they Chinese? I believe they're Chinese. They're going to need some cash. They've got a S1 in progress right now, so they're just, it's in the pipe right now. They're going to be getting it going. Expired warrants. 1750 warrants. So nothing too crazy at the moment on NVFY, but just know if they do run, they will offer. Let's see here. Tickers. GP, yeah, I see GP as well. They are earnings, I believe. Not a big fan of earnings winners, you guys. Not a big fan. For those who think that sounds funny, just think again. We're talking about small cap. And small cap and earnings just don't go together most of the time. And it's not even that. It's mostly I usually don't see earnings move small cap stocks in a real significant fashion. So that's the idea. Doesn't look too dangerous from a fundamental standpoint. Do have an ATM. That's weird. Sorry. Okay. Let's see. PWM. Yeah, I mean, this is a fresh IPO. Gapping down again. It's not really for me, personally. We did see some IPO strength a couple weeks ago, but last week wasn't so much IPO. Last week was SPACs and reverse splits. And this week, it looks to be higher priced biotechs and biotechs for now. We'll see. Yeah, I know. I saw that Messi in Miami. It's good for Miami. HCTI, no plans for now. I'll have eyes on it. It's already bounced a lot. So I'll be careful, but some of these first green day bounces like PRFX have gone a lot further than I would have thought. So we'll see what happens there. GP's already been on a little bit of a run. Now they're gapping up to 446 or so up in this area. Again, not the biggest fan of earnings winners. Float's 18 mil or so. Maybe worth keeping an eye on. LIXT's on my scan. Biotech, preclinical results of their collaboration with Netherlands Cancer Institute, something or other. LIXT. Tiny float, recent split, reverse split pump here, y'all. 640. It looks like it's tried to move on low volume before already, too. This will be one of my top candidates to watch this morning. It's only preclinical trial, but there's only been 330,000 in volume so far. Idea would probably be off lows if like 590 or 6 can hold, if I can get it towards 6. And then just kind of cut it if it doesn't work because there's not much, you know, underneath that. That would be the idea for something like LIXT. LIXT, recent split. They have run in the past. Not massive volume, but they also recently did a split, so. It's not actually 8 to 28 that they ran. It's not actually 16 to 48. You got to divide it by 10 since they did the split. So this was actually 80 cents to 260, which is a big run if you think about it. A little bit more process here because why not? Got to do it. It only takes 1 second. Back in the day, you know, there were times I wouldn't want to go through them and I'd have an excuse. I don't want to go through a bunch of paperwork and stuff, but now that's not the case. Warrants at 60, 57. Terminated ATM. Yeah, pretty clean on LIXT. That's probably my top watch for one of the more illiquid plays. CISS hitting my scan as well. Announced agreement to acquire one Aframax oil tanker and estimated net asset value premium at 370% over market cap. So they are another recent IPO. Don't hate the chart on this one, y'all. The IPOs that I like are ones that are just kind of beaten down and never actually ran on big volume. My only beef on this is that on this day here, you know, 5-6 million shares and just not even budging. Not even budging really. You know, 6 million here, buck to $1.40, but closed at $1. What do I look for on dilution tracker? Dumping. Where can they dump? How can they dump? How many shares can they dump? So I look here, overall risk, they're pretty, these are pretty good. They have pretty good metrics here. Overall risk. I'll go here, I'll look at this chart will give me a visual representation of the dilution. These are the shares outstanding. This is the dilution, so you can kind of see the ratio is not too bad. If there's like little blue candles and huge little dark blue candles and big light blue candles, you know that they're doing a lot of dilution. This shows their cash, and then all I do is go through here, find their warrants, find what they can dump, how many, when, and where. That's all I do. Keep it very simple. PWM? Yeah, I know you guys have been saying that. I don't care too much. It will have a first green day at some point, probably, or something like that. So maybe worth keeping an eye on at some point, but there's no real rhyme or reason to it for now. We only got 3 minutes left of pre-market prep, and then we'll be wrapping up this morning. Next week, I'll try to start earlier because we'll get some more in, but I'm planning on doing this every single Monday. It will be here on YouTube from now on. So if y'all want to join me for free pre-market prep Mondays, you can do that. As of now, I like LIXT the best for kind of low-key one that people aren't really looking at the moment, but volume could come in and it could move pretty decently. Obviously, we got ABOS. I'll keep eyes on that. I've got no plans for it right now. Same with HCTI, first green day bounce, but you guys saw PRFX, what happened there. First green day bounce generally get beat up pretty decently. They like to retrace about halfway. I've been seeing that. If we have big volume days, we've been seeing first green days get about halfway back to those previous highs at times. So nice move there. NVFY, I'll kind of keep eyes on. It's real dog shit, but it's okay. Dog shit can move. CISS, recent IPO-ish back in June. Gapping this morning. What's the volume there? That's the question I have. Only $422,000 volume, 300,000 shares. So I have no plans on that for now. Koya, I saw this morning as well. Proof of concept biomarker. That's that. Yeah. They've also got Alzheimer's news. All right. So those are kind of the ones I'll be keeping my eye on. I'd love for maybe some LIXT volume to come in. Be watching for some first green day bounces. We've got some higher priced, higher float biotechs, which are not my favorite either. So there's nothing perfectly ideal for me this morning. And I'm going to let things shake a bit and kind of see what the morning brings and let the markets tell me what to do, y'all. Okay, I'm not guessing what this stuff's going to do. I'm going to watch what it does, watch how levels set up, then watch how the markets react. All right, the overall markets, we'll see if we're up or down this morning, how they're going to react as well, and then go from there. All right. Got New York City this week. If you want to join me, I'll be in New York City Thursday, Friday. Make sure to come join me. You can hit the site for that. If you want to trade with me every single day, we trade live from this time and for the first hour and a half of every single morning. I do pre-market prep like this every morning, and then we do power hour prep every day. A bunch of good stuff. Kind of a very unique group and mentorship that we have going on. So if you want to join, we got to hit the QR code on the page or just hit rwtrades.com. If not, we're streaming live for 2 hours on Friday morning. Live trading live from New York City if you can't make it there. So we're going to do 2 hours of the live masterclass on Friday. That's already scheduled on YouTube. You can go ahead, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Make sure to hit the bell notification so you guys know when I go live. I'm going to go live a lot, do a lot of stuff for you guys. So everyone stay safe, stay patient. Let's get it. Have a good week, all right? Love you all. Stay safe.